Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Just Now podcast. I am your host, Joshua J, and I'm so excited and happy to be back. I remember when I recorded the podcast episode last year and was celebrating Pride, and here we are a year later celebrating once again. Happy Pride Month to everyone out there. Happy queers, everything. We just love, right? I've been missing in action. Where have I been? Where has the podcast gone? Why did I stop producing? I'm sure there's questions. And let me be quite honest. I left my job in December of 2022. So it's been about 6 months or so. And I started my entrepreneurship journey full time. And a part of becoming a full time entrepreneur, I started going heavily into my own personal development. I started seeing a therapist. Well, I had already had a therapist, but I started seeing him more often. I started journaling and meditating and, getting into my own spiritual practices and just growing, healing old traumatic experiences. If you've been listening for a while, that's how we started. We started talking about the healing experience. And now we are just going to pivot. And I love that I get to do this podcast because you kind of get to see in real time exactly how I'm pivoting and how I'm changing and growing, and the brand is changing and growing and things of that nature. And I think it's beautiful because if anyone ever scrolls all the way back to the first episode, you will see where I started while working, doing the podcast, and how we are now, and here we are now. So welcome. I'm so excited to have you. Welcome to the Just Now podcast. Once again, my name is Joshua J, your host for this evening. Today I'm super excited because we're going to dive into the power of mindset. What is the power of mindset and how it can shape every aspect of who you are and your existence. So let's just hop right in. Have you ever wondered why some people are crazy, effortlessly happy, healthy, wealthy, and then other people struggle? Have you ever thought about this? Have you ever wondered why some people can find balance and success and other people struggle? How people can find money anywhere and everywhere and we still have people living on the street? I always think to myself, I try to be self-reflective. So when I share this, I'm going to obviously share my personal experience, but I want to offer or an invite for you to join me in going down this path. And the reason why I say that is mindset work can be done for free. You can literally scroll the internet, you can scroll YouTube, you can probably, I'm sure, ask AI now, what mindset techniques should I be working on to improve my mindset? And I'm sure there's 1,001 ways to do it. So this episode, I'm just going to dedicate to an overall perspective of mindset. And if you have additional ideas or you would love to add to the community, please drop it in the comments, in the chats, wherever you may be. And let's just build community around positive mindset. Your thoughts, beliefs, and attitudes play a pivotal role in shaping your reality. Let me say that again. Mindset is so important because the way that you think and believe and the attitude that you carry will play out how your reality, what you see in front of you, exists. And in this podcast, we're going to explore some of the secrets, quote unquote, what the gurus aren't telling you about cultivating a positive mindset that will just lead you to a more successful, abundant, and positive lifestyle. Again, becoming happier, healthier, and wealthier. So let's just go on a visualization. Imagine waking up every morning filled with gratitude, filled with excitement, filled with passion, because you're just excited for the day ahead of you. Sounds amazing, right? I thought so too. Well, it all starts with positive thinking. Studies have shown that individuals who cultivate a positive mindset are not only happier, but also more resilient in the face of challenges. I'm going to share some personal experience with you that I've been through and how I've shaped my mindset over the last 6 months, the last year, things of that nature. And hopefully it resonates with you. I am a full-time entrepreneur now. I spent 13 years in corporate America building my corporate career. When I left or decided to resign in December, it was truly a mindset shift. The mindset that I shifted from to is, instead of building wealth for someone else, I need to build it for my family and my legacy. And I'm going to invite you guys to do that through personal examples here. So, very first thing, I was part-time entrepreneur for about, 5-6 years. I opened up my first coaching practice in 2017. I had a few clients here and there, but again, nothing on a full-time basis, very part-time. I made some okay money doing life coaching. I loved it, but ultimately I got burnt out because I was focusing on the wrong niche audience and I just wasn't passionate. So I let that go to the side. I still coached here and there, but nothing formal or full-time. Last year in 2022, I'm just going to be honest with y'all. I went through a discrimination, a harassment, and a retaliation case in the workplace, which ultimately just pushed me to become my own leader, my own boss, my own business, my own brand. And though I would love to go deep into what happened in corporate America, I'm going to save that for a different podcast. Let me know if you're interested in the story. I'll absolutely be transparent and share it with you. But for now, I want to stick to the mindset part of it. So around July of last year, I started thinking that, hey, I want to quit my job. I started thinking about what's possible, what's out there, what exists, what there has to be more than just clocking in and out of a job and working a 40, 50, 60 hour work week and having 2 days off and barely seeing my family and barely spending time with my husband and barely spending time with the people that I care about and barely having quality time for myself and being exhausted from dealing with everything in the workplace to not being able to deal with my own life on top of being sober. And my husband supported me, obviously, and he was like, babe, if you want to find something new, right? And I was like, no, I'm sticking here. My team's very important to me. I could not step away from this business, this opportunity. I was doing very well in the workplace, like very well. And it was in the back of my mind. I knew that I had the drive to be my own boss. I knew that I had the knowledge. 13 years in corporate America, you have some knowledge that you can change and start writing programs and coaching programs around and classes and seminars that you can make some really good, interesting money, right? Me and my husband went on vacation with some friends of ours. We went on a 14 or 15-day cruise through Spain, from Spain to the US. But right before that cruise, I was like, I probably won't come back to work after this. But after that cruise, something happened, and I saw just different parts of Spain. I saw the freedom and the flexibility of traveling when I wanted to. I realized that two things happened on that trip. One, I got passed over for a promotion for a job. The hiring manager never actually hired me. She selected 3 new managers, offered me an invitation to interview, and then never interviewed me. And so that was like a little salty. I was like, ew, this is very not my type of style, not the person that I want to be. But then also on that trip, I realized that I had saved up all of my vacation time for the entire year just to go on that cruise. I took 3 weeks of vacation. I did not take any off days from January 1st to October 31st when we left, October 30th when we left to fly out to Spain. And I was like, this can't be the life. I was like, there is not another day that I want to go by that I have to work almost 10 full months out of the year just to get 3 weeks off. That is not the way to live. And so it shifted a perspective in me. But where did the mindset change come in, right? When I got back, things got worse and worse and worse and worse and worse and worse and worse at work. And eventually I was like, you know what? I'm done. I went to HR, I went to the VP, I went to the CEO. I did all the politically correct steps to report the cases and what was actually happening in the workplace. But it got nowhere. The VP blew me off and things of that nature. HR blew me off. And I was like, you know what? I'm done. I value myself more than I value a corporation over my life. And I put in my notice and I resigned. I resigned with a 2 weeks notice. You may say that's kind of crazy. Why would you do that? Because I think I'm still professional. My life wasn't in danger per se, but I needed an opportunity to do the things the right way. I'm a very ethical person, and I submitted my resignation. And I know that doesn't have to be for everyone. And I'm not telling anyone and everyone to submit letters of resignations when you decide to leave your job. Do what's best for you, right? In December, I launched my new company, and it's been a whirlwind. I have already been a certified life coach, and I chose to add on additional certification. I became a mental wellness certified coach as well in March-ish. And from there, I relaunched my coaching practice. I have a coaching business that focuses on Black and queer men, and it's been the most therapeutic and amazing journey thus far. I also teach entrepreneurs how to get started in affiliate marketing, and it's just been amazing. I went from starting the business in December to growing it with my team and I to a business that does $75,000 in revenue a month and is growing. What happened? My mindset shift. I started to change things that I knew were coming up in my vocabulary. I started eliminating the words like can't and shouldn't and couldn't and wouldn't and I don't know and maybe. I started declaring what I wanted in this world. I started speaking in directives. I started journaling. I started meditating. I started seeing a vision for my life to the point that I spent a few hours and I journaled exactly what I want my life to look like when I die. And I also journaled what I want every single day to look like from the moment my eyes open up to the moment my eyes close. And breathe. It was the most beautiful therapeutic thing that I've ever done, because once you write and see and declare a vision for yourself, the universe, God, whomever you believe in or don't, starts acting on your behalf to start laying those pieces in place. On top of changing my vocabulary, started declaring, started speaking in directives, started allowing myself just to be, I also started with something simple, a morning routine. Now, I'm not going to tell you like the gurus do, you gotta always be on and you gotta meditate for an hour and you gotta journal for an hour. You know, I used to be that person. And what I learned through this process is a little goes a long way. If you can sit in silence for 5 minutes a day and just hear your thoughts and clear your mind, if you can journal for 5 minutes a day, if you can go and work out 15 to 20 minutes, maybe go on a jog, go on a walk, go on a neighborhood walk, go to a Zumba class, go just dance in your front yard, dance in the rain, whatever. It doesn't have to be a full-blown, I need hours in a day for personal care or self-development. Do what you can in the thresholds that you have. Everybody's schedule is probably crazy. Everybody doesn't have an open availability schedule. We all probably work 8 to 10 to 12 hours a day and still only having those 2 days off. Find a time for you to connect in your own routine when it allows itself for you, right? So part of that is you taking action and scheduling the time. And then part of that is being flexible enough with your environment, your schedule, your family, your friends, your life, and making it work for you. Something more important that I did is I started to schedule my day. So I never go to sleep without knowing what my next day will look like. Even if you work full time and you're not an entrepreneur, you can still do this. Block out the 8 hours or the 10 hours that you're going to be working for that day, and then schedule everything else. Start with your sleep. Schedule whatever the recommended hours of sleep is for your age group. Schedule that first. Then schedule your family time and schedule dinner and schedule all the things that you know needs to happen within a day. and then see how much free time you have in your schedule for the day, for the week, for blah, 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 blah. And then go in and add some personal care time. Go in and add a walk or two. Go and add a dance class. Go in and add the things that bring joy and happiness to you. Because the more opportunities you get to do things that bring joy and happiness, the more fulfilling and exciting your life will be. I also made a rule that I will always have a list of 5 things to do every day. That list changes, but this is pretty much my to-do list. If I can do these 5 things, I feel good. And sometimes on that 5 things, it's probably just meditate, journal, say 3 things that I'm grateful for, write an affirmation, and then connect with my husband or our family or whatever the case may be. It's nothing complicated, but you want to put 5 things to do that's going to help elevate and push you forward into wherever you want to go, and your goals, your dreams, your aspirations. Really cast that vision of your life so you know how the day-to-day steps are helping and supporting you get to that end goal. And then the last thing I did, and this is probably the biggest thing, is I started focusing on my mental wellness. Obviously, I told you guys I got certified as a mental wellness coach, but I really start prioritizing my own mental health. I don't mean that as in I needed to go to the doctor and I needed to always be in therapy. I started to do things like making sure that I got enough rest every night. I started doing things like supplementing that allowed my body to have the nutrients. I started changing my eating patterns. I stopped eating low vibrational foods like fast food, and I started actually cooking my meals and meal prepping and making sure that I was eating according to what my body needed to eat to either lose weight or maintain weight or gain weight. By doing that, I was able to get focused and clear, and then I started going to the gym. I work out every day, and I'm not telling you that you need to be in the gym, but I started working out a minimum of 20 minutes every day. That's my goal, 20 minutes a day. I try to lift weights, heavy weights, 3 to 4 times a week, and everything else is either mobility or stretching or yoga or dance. It's something fun. I started to look and search for what brings the most joy to me and do more of it. And that is my invitation for you. Start doing more of what brings you joy, excitement, love, happiness, passion, because I guarantee by focusing on that and saying no to the things that don't bring you joy or the things that you don't want to do, it will open up and your life will feel more fulfilling. And I'm going to end on learn to say no. Friends, family, associates, co-workers, whatever the case may be, if someone asks you to do something and you know in your heart, your mind, your soul that you truly don't want to do it, this is part of that mindset training. Tell them, be honest, set the boundary that, hey, I don't want to do this today. You don't even have to be rude about it. No, I'm not interested. And the good thing about communication is that if you decide that you're up for whatever they were offering, you can always go back and you can always ask them and say, hey, change of plans. Are you still available on the day that you ask? And allow the conversation to continue. A lot of times we, as humans, we try to please other people and just say yes, 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 yes to things. But when you say yes to things that you really don't want to do, you're actually saying no to the things that you should, or I shouldn't say should, that you would like to do. So what's more important? Do the things that you want or do the things that you don't want? You can make that decision for yourself, but learn to say no. No is a complete sentence. You don't have to explain yourself. That's definitely a lesson that I received over my healing journey over the last 6 months. So that is the podcast episode today. I hope it resonated for you. I would love to know what part of mindset resonates with you the most, and what are you looking to change, and how are you looking to change it? Where are you looking to grow? Do you even have a vision for your life? Do you want to create a vision for your life? If any of these questions resonate with you, I invite you to either drop them in the comments below the video or add them to the podcast. Leave a 5-star review if you feel called to do so. But let me know. You can find me everywhere. Specifically, you can go on the website, joshuajayberry.com. That's JOSHUAJAYBERRY.com, or Joshua J Just Now, the name of the podcast.com. And you can find me on all the social media platforms. And let's connect. I would love to know how you are improving your mindset and what you're looking forward to working towards. As always, my name is Joshua J. I'm dedicated to healing the world through love and light. So peace, love, and happiness to all of you out there. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this podcast today. And yeah, love and light to you, and I'll see you next time. Ciao.